It is sometimes suggested that young people who are being bullied should learn to assert themselves and defend themselves. But is this really the best approach? According to Nicole Kathleen, this approach can suggest that victims of bullying are somehow responsible for what is happening to them. But in reality, the aggressor is always responsible, regardless of the victim's behavior, differences, or vulnerability. Bullying relies on a power imbalance, which includes the victim's inability to defend themselves. As the situation of bullying becomes more established, the ability to defend oneself decreases. This type of aggression undermines self-esteem and self-confidence, and victims often feel that they are guilty of what is happening to them. Victims, as we have already seen, are often isolated and do not have the protection of a network of friends. They become more and more vulnerable to the aggression of the bully or group as they withdraw further into themselves due to the bullying. While some children may need to improve their social skills and assertiveness, we strongly advise against this approach. Bullying, like any form of aggression, is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated whether in schools or elsewhere. What do we know about young people who engage in bullying behavior? According to various research on the subject, these young people often struggle with psychological difficulties and lack self-confidence. They tend to have deviant behaviors and difficulties to conform to rules. But it is important to remember that bullies themselves are often victims. In fact, research has shown that a significant percentage of students who engage in bullying behavior have also been victims themselves. Bullies generally exhibit low levels of emotional empathy and are seeking popularity and recognition within the peer group, even if it means obtaining them through domination and fear. Being a bully is a strong predictor of delinquent behavior up to 6 years after the event. It also increases the risk of relationship problems in the workplace and in the family sphere. It is important to focus on victims who may also resort to bullying to conform to the group's social norms. Witnesses are important protagonists at the level of victims they support or not, as well at the level of the bully. Bullying is based on a system of exclusion which ensures group cohesion by establishing a common objective to determine who belongs to the group or not. As we have seen, bullies are seeking popularity within the peer group. The presence of witnesses to reinforce their popularity is therefore indispensable. Bullying, like the scapegoat ritual, is based on a system of exclusion which ensures group cohesion by establishing a common objective to determine who belongs to the group or not. It concerns not only the person being bullied, excluded from the group, but also the members of the group, the aggressors and the victims, as well as the witnesses who play an active role. It is essential to take into consideration the group of bystanders in the analysis of the process at play and in the fight against bullying. Moreover, it has been observed that witnesses suffer the consequences of bullying. They often report increased feelings of guilt or helplessness for not confronting the bully and or supporting the victim. Additionally, they face consequences in terms of mental health, anxiety, social withdrawal, low self-esteem, and so on. Exactly as the victims do. It is thus crucial to empower them and provide them the relevant confidence and skills to intervene. Christina Salmivalli distinguishes different groups of witnesses. Defenders, who have enough self-confidence and enjoy the group trust to intervene. Assistants, who help the bullies, reinforcing supporters who encourage and mock the victims. Passive witnesses, who do not intervene, either because they do not feel concerned or have misjudged the situation, or because they are afraid of becoming victims themselves, or because they feel helpless to intervene. According to Espelage and her colleagues, 85% of bullying cases on the playground take place in front of witnesses who either reinforce the situation or remain passive.